Welcome to the industry, the very first episode of the industry. It made sense to start the industry by telling you the truth about the music industry. It's a hard truth, it's not a good thing. The truth about the music industry is that it's really, really, really hard and it's really crap. I believe this is where I should probably cut in your audio where you went anticlimax a few videos ago.
Yeah. Anticlimax!
You can boil down up and coming musicians into two categories. The first one being playing for fun or just writing music because you love music. These are the kind of bands that would start cover bands or just occasionally write songs, not really release albums or anything like that. They just write songs because they want to have fun and play music. Then there are the bands that want to make it big, the kind of bands that are willing to work for it, the kind of bands that this series is aimed at informing. These bands, probably like yourself, are the kind of bands that are willing to go that extra mile, do the boring things that maybe get put in front of you just for the better of your band. You're the kind of guys that would upload to BBC Introducing every single week to try and get your song on it. That kind of thing. You've got the commitment that it takes to take it to the next level. That being said, there's one piece of advice that I want to give. The one piece of advice is treat your band like a business. Treat it like that you've just done a self-made company between a few people and you need it to work. Money kind of represents people that like your band. If you've got people that like your band and that are willing to spend money on you, then you're going to have money. So it kind of works backwards. If you aim for the money, the thing you'll get people liking you.
So basically, go for the money. That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying go for the money.
You're totally selfish in everything you do.
What I'm saying is if you aim towards a goal of having an income from music, the only way to get an income is to build a fan base. Earning money and the amount of money that you get in is a good measurement on the amount of fans that you have, the amount of proper fans, not fans that steal your music, fans that buy your music. That's what I mean. You can ignore me, you can go by just how many Facebook likes you have, it's just, you can buy those. With the money!
Money! Sell drugs.
That's what we did. Okay, I wanted to kind of give a proper example as to why why the secret is that it's such a hard business to be in. So I made a hypothetical situation. Say you're a band, you've got an album that is selling for £7, that's just over $10, and you sell 10,000. Now 10,000 is a lot for a band to sell, especially in the current climate where you've got people that torrenting and file sharing and that kind of stuff, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. We'll have a video on that at some point. But if you've got 10,000 people that are willing to buy your thing, let's see how much money that you actually end up making. The money made is £70,000 or $102,000. iTunes takes 30%. So from iTunes' 30%, that means that they have taken £21,000, which means you have £49,000 left. Let's say you've got a deal with a record label, the record label that put this album out. They take 30% too. Their 30% cut is $14,700. That is 30% of the money after iTunes has taken their cut. Take their £14,700 off your total, it becomes £34,300. Say you've got 4 band members and you've got a manager that's taken an equal cut that is split into 20% each, which leaves you with £6,860 or $10,041. That's not a lot of money. That's not really enough money to live on. You couldn't pay rent with that amount of money per year if you were releasing an album a year. This is a hard industry to be in. That 10,000 people buying your music is amazing for like 90% of bands can't reach that goal. That is an amazing goal to kind of hit, to have 10,000 people buy your thing. And for that to not even be sustainable for you to live on, I get that sucks. Gigging isn't much better. If you play a gig, you're not going to get a great deal of money from doing that unless you're playing a really big venue and you've hired it out yourself so you keep all the profits. As a small band, you aren't going to make a great deal of money from gigs, especially if you're travelling. That costs a lot of money in petrol, and stopping over somewhere, it's a lot of money. Streaming is even worse. An artist that we work with, 7 million plays on Spotify for one song. From that, he got £20,000. £20,000 is a good amount of money. That's really good. But how hard is it to hit 7 million plays on Spotify? That is super, super, super hard. So that just kind of puts it into perspective, is to hit a sustainable income, you have to be getting a few million people digging your stuff. It's not all doom and gloom. It's not all bad. Your music can earn money and you can make a living from music. Getting syncs in TV are willing to pay, or films are willing to pay a decent amount of money for music. Getting radio plays is sometimes a kind of nice thing to earn money because it's so time consuming. The radio play to happen, you don't have to do anything. There's no cost on your end if the radio plays you. There's initial cost to get pluggers and that kind of stuff, but once the radio play happens, there is no travelling to, from, like a gig. There isn't any cost you'd have to pay to get the album done once it's done. It's a way of getting money in without having any costs going out when it happens. But there's one big one. There's one really big thing that an artist can do to make money. And it comes with a good community as well. If you've got a nice community of people, they will buy your merch. Merchandise is such a big thing for bands. Like you can walk through any city centre or town or whatever you want to call it, a downtown if you're in America, whatever, place where there's a lot of people. If you look around, there's a lot of them wearing band tops. That is merch. The band has made money from those t-shirts and those hats and those bags and those scarves and those armbands. That is, in theory, the best way to earn money in music. If you can get a community of people, if you can build a community of people that love your music and that are willing to buy your thing, that's how you get the best opportunity to make a living out of music. This series, The Industry, is going to aim towards teaching you everything that you could possibly need to know about making money out of music, or even just using the tools in the industry to get known or to get plays or understanding how syncs work, that kind of stuff. That's what this series is. So this is the first episode. We don't have any more episodes in this series planned. So if there's anything that I've mentioned in this video that you want to elaborate on, by all means tell me in the comments. That's fine. So thank you very much for watching. Let's hope this series goes well, and I'll see you later. Thank you.